Hello, hello, hello. Assalamu alaikum. Ji ayanu. Pakhair ragale. Ni hao. Chunashumme. Washmale. Ohio Gonzaimas. Guten Morgen. Hola. Bonjour. Privyet. Kaifahal. Halashamachathore. Ahlan wasalan. Marhaba. And a very amazing good morning to everybody who's tuned into PTV World and are watching World this morning alongside the very talented Shiza Hashmi and Shahzad Khan. Hello, Shiza. How are you today?
I'm good. I'm doing great, and it's because of the ride that I took from my home to work. It's so beautiful outside, but how are you doing?
It is absolutely everything's perfect, and we hope that everybody out there is perfect too as well, ladies and gentlemen. Today, the date is 16th of July 2018. Quite a lot of has happened in 2018 so far. The weather over here in Islamabad is a bit not dry. It's wet because of the fact that it's raining. But other than all of this, how was your weekend?
Well, you should stop asking me that because my weekends are not actually weekends. I always work in them.
Oh, I'm sorry. I just thought about it. Yeah.
So what I tried was on Sunday, my family finally made a plan for Burban.
Wow.
And I asked to get get a day off from work, and they clearly said no.
Oh
to which I couldn't go. My family enjoyed, and I was working. But how was yours?
Yeah, mine was great too as well. Since it's summer vacations, everybody's over. You know, kids, sisters, everyone. So they're all around. And we went out for a meal, a family meal, because one of my sisters is leaving for Multan today. So, Api, be safe on your journey back home as well. But everybody, wherever you are, please make sure that you sit down with your family, talk to them, because they play a very important role in your life, and you always do play a very important role. It's vis-a-vis as well. Exactly. But other than that, let's get started. The weather's good, the energy's good. So let's take a look at the top stories. Good morning.
It was a moment of joy for the Pakistan Air Force when PAF-C-130 aircraft was adjudged runner-up in the prestigious Royal International Air Tattoo Show 2018 in the UK.
Wow.
An aesthetically painted PAF-C-130 was honored out of 300 aircrafts in this mega show.
Wow, that's just great.
Proud moment.
Way to go, Pakistan. See?
And it's painted so beautifully.
Yeah. I wonder who do it. All right, but moving on, where Brazilian researchers are developing an innovative process to use pineapples to speed the healing process for skin wounds. Pineapples, which are native to Brazil, contain bromelain, a natural anti-inflammatory. Wow. I like pineapples though. Internet too as well. But ladies and gentlemen, these were the top stories, and time now to get started with what we are talking about today.
Yeah, thank you for asking, but before that, there's the one thing I think all of us want to say to you. Please make sure you go to vote on the 25th of July, especially in the wake of the things that have been happening lately for the general elections. It will be the least we can do for the sacrifices that have been made for so many people, by so many people in the last 2 days.
Exactly, and I thought that, we'll actually give out this message probably on 23rd or 22nd. In fact, what we can do is that we can keep on reminding them as well, because I have to go to Pindi, because that's where my vote is registered, and I will definitely do that alongside my father, and all of our family members that definitely will step out to vote. So please make sure that your voice counts as well.
It's my first vote, so I'm obviously so excited, and I'm definitely going to
And it's my second as well, just because, I don't want people to think that I'm quite aged as well. But other than that, let's get started, ladies and gentlemen. Now, in life, ladies and gentlemen, we come across people who we think are very successful. Yeah. And yes, because of the fact that the lifestyle they enjoy, or the PR they enjoy, or the type of work they do. Yeah. And they inspire us to a limit that we actually want to follow their footsteps.
That's true, that's true. But all that actually matters about the positive energy you put in your work. Once you enter this cycle of success, there are obviously so many forces that are going to act against you.
Exactly.
But how you go about them and how you make your own path is what we're going to talk about today. But before, let's talk about you. Where you are today. I'm sure it was not a success story overnight. Of course, you've been through so much.
It wasn't, and thank you very much that you asked me. So, it goes back to 2006 or 7.
Okay.
Well, when I was in my university, I was always in the front, doing modeling, hosting shows and whatnot. But in 2009, there was a competition by a private channel. I participated in it. I had a broken back, and I left my university so that I could actually make a career out of that as well. God willing, I won that competition. It wasn't really easy with a broken back. For 6 years, I had a broken back as well. So I used to actually limp and then make sure that, I'm there on the spot and doing my work as well. But eventually, everything pays off. But ladies and gentlemen, once I was on television, I always thought that, you know, overnight I'm going to be a superstar and whatnot.
Doesn't happen.
Yeah, and that's not how it is.
True.
It is a constant journey. You have to put in the effort, no matter what happens, no matter what people say, you just have to keep on going. And, you know, the best part of my success story is that I came into television industry for the very first time, or, you know, my debut was actually a local cable advertisement.
Oh,
and
wow,
people
okay.
back in my university used to make fun of it, or that, you know, that you're doing a cable advertisement.
Okay.
And alhamdulillah, I'm very glad, I'm very thankful to Allah, to my parents out there, that wherever I am, it's because of their prayers and Allah's mercy. What about you?
I just started my career, so I don't think there's a lot to say. But, you know, it is going great, but the same thing. It doesn't come overnight, you know.
Exactly.
So there were a lot of struggles. When we appear on TV, a lot of people think, you know what, inka to career ban gaya. You know, it's not that way, really. So when I graduated, of course, I was applying everywhere. There's so many things that I wanted to do. I studied journalism. I wanted to be a journalist. And I'm not a journalist yet. Of course, I've started my career, but where I want to be is such a long way.
Exactly.
And since we're talking about this, success is not a destination. It's a journey. It keeps going on.
Exactly. And thank you very much for saying that and reminding me about university as well. So, ladies and gentlemen, after winning, I was working for that private channel. I used to come back to Islamabad, and then I did my degrees too as well.
Oh, you did?
And
wow.
that's why I'm here.
Oh,
but, you know, to discuss all of this, what success is, how can people inspire you, how can they enlighten you with whatever they've learned in their life, we have been joined by somebody who's coming up with a conference titled Struggle Stories of Successful Souls. And the person behind this conference is none other than Mia Asim Qayyum, who is the Chief Executive Officer as Al Badr Events. Hello, Assalamu Alaikum, how are you?
Walaikum Assalam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Thank you very much for joining us. And this is for the very first time in life that, you know, I've said Assalamu Alaikum with so much energy, and it was reciprocated back too as well. First of all, first things first, thank you very much for joining us.
It's
very lovely to start a week.
Me over.
It's very lovely to start a week with such a gentleman who's actually here to tell people how success looks like. So first things first, what is the parameter of success with which we can calculate how successful this particular person is or not?
It's different for different people, right? But what's yours?
Well, I think so. If you are doing something which you love doing, and if you are motivated every day for whatever you're doing, I think so you and people don't have any inhibitions that you are somebody who is you can say a person who is not pursuing something which he loves. Success is basically what your inner satisfaction is, basically, for me at least. And for people, it might be like if you have lots of, you can say, money and lots of, you can say,
love
and all.
All right.
So that may be success for people. But I think so. Success is something which you really can't define per se, like in totality.
All right.
So the conference we are having on the 3rd, 4th, 5th is basically telling people that success stories of different people, like from armed forces officials, and we'll be having academia also over there, and international speaker as well. So they will tell their own success stories, and they will tell whatever success they actually have encountered after having so much of failures, encountering so much failures.
Okay, well, this is great. This is what we were talking about, right? We always discuss success stories of people, from international success stories, basically. You know, XYZ person didn't go to school and he's such a millionaire now. But this is the right platform to actually voice the success stories from our own country.
Exactly, and I think that, you know, success stories always needs to be local first, in the first place. Once you achieve that milestone, go ahead, you know, the world is all yours as well. But now, you know, for someone to actually come up with the point that, okay, I'm going to hold this conference and it's going to be about success stories of people. For that particular person needs to have his own success story. So what's your success story in today's world?
Well, I started off when I was a teenager. We started with a concert in 1987. It was called Battle of Bands. And we were a few ICBMs who started off this thing. And in my teens, I started off encountering people like commissioners, getting the NOCs from there, and if the commissioner is not available and there's a high security thing, we have to go to the Ministry of Interior. And if you encounter these things earlier, like in Pakistan, we are taught to encounter these things after our education, like if we are 30 or 30 plus, only then you encounter such things. But I think so, if we like if you can say Muhammad bin Qasim, he was general at age 17.
Right.
How come? Because he trained himself
To
much before, and his seniors must have trained him way before, like when he started off his teens maybe. So actually I started off in 1987, and then we did lots of concerts, fashion shows, and we even brought the first strings from Karachi to Islamabad for the first time in 1991. So I always wanted to do event management, and it was my passion, and PR was also my passion. I was a very social guy all along. But then I started off with chartered accountancy with PricewaterhouseCoopers, and it was basically my father pulling my ear and getting me into accountancy field. But I was not like accountant deep inside my heart. I was always a social guy. In chartered accountancy as well, wherever we went, I made friends, and I organized different kind of events in being there, like you can say get-togethers and all. So whichever company I worked for, being an accountant as well, like I worked with.
So you completed your CA?
No, I did not.
Okay.
I did not, because I failed 9 times in the final exams, and then I thought about saying of Hazrat Ali that if you go for one thing once, twice, thrice, and if it does not work for you, change course. So I changed course, and I came into whatever I loved doing.
Wow.
Yeah.
So and that was event management.
That was event management and public relationing and all. Okay. So I was a deputy director at Security and Exchange Commission of Pakistan in their internal audit department. I worked there as well. But I think so my forte was always events and always public relationing, because over there as well, from the PN to the chairman, I had very good relations with everybody.
So it's been more than 30 years now.
Okay. Yeah.
So now what I want to know is how many events have you already done, within Pakistan or outside Pakistan, and what kind of events are you into?
We are into training workshops and seminars, conferences. I have done 2 international conferences. One was with Rifa International University, and the conference, their launch conference was an international conference on medical education. And then I did another conference with the Islamabad Chamber of Commerce. It was an international conference as well. It was called Young Entrepreneurs Conference. And this is my 3rd international conference, but this is our own baby basically. Wow. So we are having people over from all over the world, and plus all over Pakistan as well. All the successful people, and what we have gone for in this conference is that we are bringing different people on board, like people
from all walks of life.
All walks of life, and who have not been seen in any conferences before this. And this conference is the series of a conference, and the launch conference is going to be held in Islamabad. The next conference is in Sri Lanka. Then we plan to have one in Turkey, and go all over the world. And the basic concept of this is to tell our youth or people who are in their mid-30s or 40s, nearing 40s, that success will come one day. But you have to encounter failures first and struggles in your jobs. So your dream job can't be your first job, that's for sure. Your first entrepreneurship venture can't be a success right away.
But my first job was my dream job.
Mine too.
Because I always, since I was a child, I was 4 or 5 years old, I always wanted to be a part of the television industry or the film industry or the music industry. And I've tried, looking for all the avenues as well. So this can happen. It's not that this cannot.
But
I know, but it's very rare. And I'm very happy that you got your...
Because we're not talking about the salary I used to get.
I know. Because you have to be motivated with whatever you're doing. It's not the salary, it's not, you can say, the perks. It's basically what you love doing. If you love doing this, then you are one of the most luckiest people in the world.
Absolutely.
Look at our faces, people. Come on, look at us.
The cameramen are not even cutting on screen. I mean, look at our faces.
Look at us, see? We love this job.
No, but let's talk about, young entrepreneurship. A lot of people in Pakistan are moving towards entrepreneurship, and you are the person who sort of encourages them to get what they want. But naturally, a lot of failures come their way. But I believe failure is imperative to success, right?
Yes.
So how do you tell them that you're in the right path? Do not, give up, stay put. How are you encouraging them?
Well, the first and foremost thing I think so is that you should choose a profession which is your passion as well. And it should keep you motivated each and every day. Like, you should not compare yourself with your buddies who are having a job in a multinational and earning 6-figure salaries, and you are still working for yourself and wearing different hats.
Right.
Like you are the PN yourself, you are the telephone operator yourself in the beginning,
Yes.
you are the cleaner yourself, and you are the business sales guy as well. So you have to encounter different comments from your family, from everybody. Like in Young Entrepreneurs Conference, there was a Gora from, I don't know, US or someplace, and his presentation name was Crazy People.
Okay.
So he defined entrepreneurs to be the craziest people. So in the basic theme of that presentation was that he was telling everybody that till the time you're called a crazy person from your neighbor and from your family, and every friend of yours says that this guy is crazy, that is the time you achieve success.
Exactly.
Right.
And this is what they say, that if you are the smartest person in the room, please change the room, because that's how you're going to learn. And then there's another saying as well, that what you need to do in life is make sure that the type of friends you have are probably from different countries, different skin colors, they speak different languages, and you can grow tremendously too as well. But now, Asim Saab, what I want to know is that what kind of impact do you think these conferences are going to have, and what kind of people are going to attend? Can we be a part of that conference? Can anyone be a part of that conference?
Yeah.
Or do we have to register?
Yeah, anybody could be part of that conference, and you can go on our website. It's called www.s4 as in figure, numeric, conferences.com, s4conferences.com, and you can register over there. It would be good for, I think, so anybody, but especially for people who are entering their career at the moment, and people who are 5 to 10 years down the road in their career, or entrepreneurs who have failed once, twice, thrice, and they're just thinking either going back to their job somewhere or continue doing some other venture. So the people coming over there, is going to be a storytelling from their part, and they're going to tell and discuss their failures, because I've been into conferences like all over the world and attended them and organized lots of conferences, and I've seen people discuss their successes, but what about the 20, 30, 15 years of their failures or their big struggles?
Right.
Like they work from 7 till 3 in the morning, and again they are at office at 7. So who's going to talk about that?
Yeah, true.
So if you talk about that, these students coming over there, or mid-career people coming over there, they would be inspired that it's not only us who are suffering. These guys all have suffered in their world, in this world, and then they achieve success.
Right. So people have started registering for it, I'm sure. What sort of response are you getting? Are a lot of people into it? Are they open to the idea of this?
Everybody we've talked about for this conference, everybody is motivated.
Okay.
They all want to listen to people. Like I was at a conference about 4 or 5 days back, and there was somebody over there who was telling his own story, how he made, I think so the guy was Umar Saif, who was heading Punjab IT board. And I really love listening to this guy.
Okay.
What kind of things he has done for Pakistan, and nobody knows that.
Exactly.
So if we have conferences like this, people like him would come on stage and tell people, and inspire. I mean, he's inspired me at age 50. He's inspired me as well. So you can be entrepreneur at any age. KFC guy, he was I think to 65 when he got retired. He started off that venture at that age. So there is no age for becoming an entrepreneur.
But I think that your grooming works a lot as well. The way your parents have taught you what to do and what not to do. Because I still remember.
Your approach to life is
I still remember that the first ever cell phone I got was when I was in my college.
Awesome.
And what happened was that I started selling my cell phones for a profit. And at that point of time in my life, the Chinese phones actually started to came in, and people weren't really aware of that as well. So I would go buy it for a cheaper rate and sell it for a higher rate as well. And this is how my life started. Then to selling property, to selling cars, and then to television, and all of this works.
No, but that's where we understand. So since you started off with selling phones, and now you're doing very good, mashallah.
Alhamdulillah.
So which sort of told you that you do have a business mind, right?
Yeah, I do, but it's just that okay, I'm going to give an example, and it's from one of my teachers as well. Because when I entered the television industry, and I had a show, and it was successful, and it was successfully running, my master actually said that, okay, for example, God forbid, if the program failed, what next? Next program. If that failed, next program. Keep on doing it, and one day you will be there. I think this is my formula of success, and all of the hard work which goes in is different for everybody. You know, you cannot relate to it most of the times, but it's all about your own self and how dedicated you are.
True. Now, before we wrap up the segment, I have a very quick question. I wish we had a lot of time to discuss this, but some quick steps of do's and don'ts of job hunting right after graduation, since a lot of people are looking for jobs or starting their businesses, some do's and don'ts to help them.
Well, when people say that there are no jobs in the market, I would say that they are lying.
I disagree with that too. You're right.
Because there is no job in the market which they prefer to have. There are jobs in the market all the time. Every entrepreneur wants people who are motivated and they want to do work, and they are willing to give them a job on their own terms and conditions. But the people who, the students who are entering into the market, somehow or the other, one of their colleagues would get a job in a multinational or in a telecom sector company, and everybody would be eyeing on this guy that I should have a job like him.
Exactly.
And he stays back at home sometimes years.
Right.
Not even months. I mean, I've got lots of examples of people. I tell them, come over to our company. We are small, 10 or 15 guys. You're going to get lots of learning from here. In a multinational, maybe you don't have to have, can't get that much of learning. You can become an entrepreneur yourself. See what difficulties are we going through, and you're going to go through the same if you want to become an entrepreneur. So I think so. People should start off at any opportunity they get. And their excuse that everybody wants a 4 or 5 years of experience, they can get that experience if they are willing to fly low. Don't fly high when you are entering into the market.
All right.
Dream big, but be ready to, you know, do anything that comes your way.
And one last thing, and that is, ladies and gentlemen, start anywhere. You know, not start from here or here or here, wherever, just start. You know, this is what matters. So once you're going to start, once you're going to initiate, everything will fall into the piece as well. Don't worry about that, but thank you very much, Mia Sab.
Thank you very much for having me over.
Lovely to have you.
Such a pleasure.
And for all those people who are out there, we're going for a short break, but once we go, is going to come back, you know, there's this activity which I was very interested while I was a kid. And the origin of this activity is from Korea, originally from back in 1940. We'll talk about it. Don't go anywhere because we've got young kids. In fact, kids are always young. Let's go ahead and take a break. Good morning.
Good morning. Welcome back to World This Morning. Hope you're having a great morning. We are, because it's raining outside and we have such brilliant guests with us. In this segment, we are going to talk about health, fitness, and something in particular, a form of martial arts. It's called Taekwondo. I'm sure all of you know this. We had a few days back, we had a show about martial arts, and you were not here since. So as a penalty, you will have to perform today.
Yeah, okay, so don't worry. So ladies and gentlemen, whenever we talk about Taekwondo, Taekwondo is all about, you know, high head kicking, punching and whatnot. And even Bruce Lee said as well that, you know, whenever you need to punch, punch, whenever you need to kick as well. Taekwondo dates back to 1940 as well, which is a mixture of modern Chinese martial arts as well. But other than that, ladies and gentlemen, today we are talking about Taekwondo because of the fact that in 2000 it was registered as an Olympic sport as well. We have got athletes who have been performing from Pakistan too as well. And other than that, you know, I think it's a great activity for the kids to do. And since it's summer vacations, I still remember when I was in my 4th or 5th grade, I actually took some summer classes of Taekwondo.
You did?
But didn't do really well.
Okay.
You know, because I was always the type of a guy who wanted to go to the gym.
Okay.
But other than that, we've got these kids over here. We're going to ask about the sport more as well. We've got such amazing kids that, you know, they've been practicing for 7 years. And they're all on black belts. And it makes me feel embarrassed too as well a little bit. But other than that, let's do the introduction. On my right-hand side, we have been joined by an international Taekwondo athlete. He's none other than Mr. Sunny Ayub. Hello, Assalamu Alaikum. How are you?
Wa alaikum salam, sir.
Thank you very much for joining us.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. And alongside Mr. Sunny, we have been joined by a very young black belt Taekwondo athlete, Sayyid Umar Ali. Hello, Umar. How are you? Assalamu Alaikum.
I'm fine.
Thank you very much for joining us. Alongside Sayyid Umar, we have been joined by somebody who's been practicing Taekwondo. She's on the black belt too as well. She's none other than Iman Khurram. Hello, Iman. How are you?
Hi.
Hi. Assalamu Alaikum. Thank you very much for joining us. And last but not the least, we have been joined by Momin Rabbani, and he himself is on black belt too as well. Hello, Momin. How are you? Hi. Assalamu Alaikum. None of you kids actually said Wa Alaikum Assalam. Come on. 1, 2, 3. Assalamu Alaikum.
Wa alaikum assalam.
Thank you very much for joining us. Now let's get the conversation started. Taekwondo itself, a brief history, and then we'll talk about what the kids have been doing.
Okay. Taekwondo is actually a Korean game, and Taekwondo means to take mean the kick, and won mean the punch, and the do mean the way. It's mainly the using the hands and the kicks.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's called Taekwondo. And before it came in Karachi, and it was playing only in Karachi, and recently it has been promoting in the whole country, and different professionals they are participating in the national games, and nowadays a lot of people they are going outside the country and they are participating in international levels.
Wow, it's just great. Let's just ask the kids first of all. So how did they got to know about Taekwondo? So Umar, how did you got to know about Taekwondo?
Okay, I got to know about Taekwondo. So, like when I was going for I had to go and with the masjid, and my father and I cannot go alone. So my mother told me I should do Taekwondo because so if somebody comes and asks me something, I can do Taekwondo to protect myself.
Yeah, and then that's the time when you actually started learning Taekwondo. And how many years has it been down the line that you are still learning Taekwondo every day?
I have done for most years or months. I don't actually know how much time I've done but I've done it for years. I know I've done it for years.
Wow.
For
so Iman,
years.
what about you? How did you got to know about Taekwondo? And 7 years down the line, that's too much.
When I was in 1st grade and when I joined school, it was an extracurricular activity, and well, everybody wanted to do it, so it just happened.
So you jumped into as well. But what about all of those kids who actually were doing Taekwondo back then but are not doing, but you're still continuing with Taekwondo? Do you love Taekwondo?
Yeah.
But do you even, do Taekwondo on your brothers and sisters who are younger than you? At times.
At times.
Just to control them. Well, that's not two of you.
No, but did you learn self-defense as well?
Yes.
And did you ever get to practice it?
Yes, in the park a couple of times.
Oh, wow, that's great.
Wow, that's just great. Momin, what about you?
I had a friend who used to do Taekwondo.
Okay.
So I wanted to do it too because he would do it. So my father, he looked for different Taekwondo clubs.
Yeah.
So we found Sir Sunny's club, and then.
Right. And what do you love about Taekwondo? I mean, the kicking, the punching, or the noises you make, hua, hua, or something of that sort. I don't know what those noises are, but we can definitely ask Sunny over here. What do you love the most in Taekwondo?
Mostly the.
Basically Taekwondo. Yeah, that's
you just love doing
answer.
all of it. Okay, that's great. So beginning with Sunny, let's talk about, you've been in competitions on international level representing Pakistan.
Yes.
Let's talk about your journey.
First time I just participated in the Al-Fajr 2018, and it was held in Iran.
Okay.
And I competed there. I just lost the second fight from Lebanon.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then it was a very unlucky time for me, and there I wasn't this point there, and I came back to my country, and then I started training again, and there were few parents, they were supported me to and send me to back again and go and participate again, so show your talent again. So like recently I just went to Muscat where I won the bronze medal.
Wow.
And we have brought 16 to 17 medals for Pakistan actually.
Oh wow.
Well, I don't know, on a lighter note, I mean, no matter how many karate classes I've ever been to and whatnot, and you know, whatever the teachers might have taught, eventually when I end up fighting, I mean, it's just probably chapede and thappad and mukkei. That's all I remember. I don't know whether taekwondo works for me or not. But what I want to ask you is, you know, what we see in films and TV and, you know, in prints and magazines and whatnot, we see that, you know, everybody who's into taekwondo or karate have got a very strong build.
Yeah.
But when I look at you, I don't really know that, you know, it might probably be lean muscle, but I cannot get the feel as if you were a taekwondo, you know, athlete as well. So what happens, you know, is it the type of training you go through, or is it that, you know, before competition you have to build your muscle and everything and strength and whatnot?
Well, I have been doing taekwondo for last 12 years. So I used to do a training, and that's why my body it's looked like that.
All right.
I have been doing a training for a long time. That's why.
So if you punch me, I think I'll probably get to know how it
Yes,
is.
exactly. So I would suggest you that you don't,
We don't ask you to do that.
yes.
All right.
So when was it that you starting? How long has it been for you to do this?
I started taekwondo in 2006,
Okay.
and I participated in first time in national game in 2006, where I won the bronze medal.
Wow.
Then after that, I participated in many national games.
So
where
in
I
your
won
first
the
competition, you won a medal.
Yes,
That's great. Wow.
2006,
Okay.
and my teacher he was a world champion.
Okay.
He was international champion, Yakut Dogar,
Okay.
and nowadays he's living in Islamabad, and he was teaching me a lot of things, and it helps me a lot to grow in this field actually.
All right, amazing. So now moving on to Umar once again. So Umar, since you've started at such a younger age, and this question is for all of you kids as well, do you think that, you know, in near future you will be participating in the Olympics and representing Pakistan in taekwondo? Do you want to do that?
Yes, I do. I want to do that.
And are you training hard for that?
Yes, I'm really
How
training
hard
for
is
that.
the training though? Do you have to get up early in the morning, do all
It's
the
actually like not that hard when you get the hang of it.
drills? Oh wow, that's cool. What about you, Iman?
It is hard, but like you don't have to get up early in the morning and, you know, start training. Like there are certain times when you have classes, it's usually like after school.
Yeah.
So no early in the
No,
morning.
but eventually when you will decide that, okay, I want to be a part of the Olympics team, represent Pakistan globally, then you might have to train a bit harder, no?
Yeah, but that's for when I'm older.
Yeah, obviously. Momin, what about you?
It's not.
Do you want to
that hard.
participate in competitions? Do you want to be a part of it? Do you want to win medals and whatnot and beat the other opponents? Because it's hard. You know, the other opponents are taekwondo athlete too as well, and they can hit you hard and it can be dangerous.
So do you want to participate in competitions?
Yes.
Do you plan on going to the Olympics, inshallah, in the future?
Maybe.
Well, he's still
Maybe,
thinking.
maybe, yeah.
You know, only if their parents will allow them as well. So, okay, now each one of you have to tell me what do you love the most about taekwondo, because even the last time I asked this question, nobody told me, and it needs to be very different. We'll start from
Yeah.
Iman. Okay. What do you love about taekwondo?
That it keeps your whole body physically fit, and well, it's just really fun.
I
Wow,
think we
that's
just got the best
a great answer.
Yeah.
Momin, what about you? Meanwhile, Umar's thinking.
Yeah.
Why? Why do you love taekwondo? Because you can protect yourself?
Is it your teacher? Is it the practices that you're doing?
Yeah.
Is
Yes.
it, do you enjoy
There's sort of a reason people can be scared from you.
Oh, that's great.
And
That's
this
great.
one time he
yeah.
speaks and he speaks the
Yeah.
truth.
Umar, what about you?
So like you can like it's like somebody's outside and tries to punch you, so you can like protect yourself with a block, and then like if he tries to like do some bad to you, you can protect yourself because your body gets stronger and stronger with taekwondo.
So, but does it really work? Have you tried it?
Yes, I've tried it.
Oh, really? Come on, don't do that. Okay, but
Yeah,
unnecessarily do not ever get into fights, okay? You know, this is just a
Yeah,
small
people do
message
that.
from us. So, Sunny, now when it comes down to kids, you know, obviously they're very sharp, they learn very quickly too as well. But don't you think that they're too young for black belts, or have they actually put in all the hard work and the practices? Because it looks like it's too soon.
Also, what is the appropriate and safe age to start?
Actually, there is the specific age to start, that is 4 year. Actually, there should be a 4-year age to start to learn, because in the 4-year age, the kids can easily follow your instruction.
Okay.
And if I talk about Umar, when he was just, I think, 2 and 3 years old, he came in my club and he wants to learn from me, and I started to teach him. And now recently, last year, he has completed his black belt degree. And when I talk about Momin, he has been learning from me for the last 2 years, and he's actually he's expert in Pumse. There's 2 categories. The first is sparring, and second thing that is the Pumse. He's expert in sparring, and Momin, he's expert in Pumse. So this is how I teach to different kids according to their talents, according to their interest level.
And so where is your academy? You know, for all those parents who are out there, if they want to get to know where your academy is.
Yes, I have my own academy in 11-4.
Wow. Oh, it's right next to my house. Wow, that's just great.
Yes.
Why don't you join?
Iman, what's about your, what's your specialization? Just like Pomsoy or something, sparring, I guess. Do you have one of these, or both of them?
Wood breaking, because in Karachi we used to break wood.
Wow.
In the test.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, we are in conversation with tough kids today.
Yeah.
But right now what we're going to do is that we're going to go for a short break, and then we'll witness a drill, which will be actually led by Mr. Sunny as well, and all of these kids will be punching and kicking with all the noises. What is that noise which you make?
It's called cautions, right?
It's a kip.
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 Okay.
Kip. All right, so that's how we're going to take a break. 1, 2, 3. Kip.
Kip.
Let's do it. Good morning. All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back, and we are about to get started with a small drill. So, Mr. Sunny, what are we going to do today?
First of all, I would like to show some kicks, and so let's start
Let's
with the
do it.
demonstration.
Let's do it. So, I guess Umar is going to be performing first.
He is
Let's
so
see, Umar,
excited.
best of luck to you.
Best of luck.
All right. Make sure you make all those noises as well, because that's what I love. Cue up.
That's what we're here for.
Yeah. Let's do it.
Okay, ready?
Chin it.
1, 2, 3.
And I think it's good to have these basic trainings,
True.
and so that the kids are actually confident enough that they can protect themselves.
That's true.
Oh my God, that's a good one. Wow.
Wow.
So things are flying off in the studio, ladies and gentlemen. Umar, you've done a great job.
It was brilliant, Umar.
All right, so who's next? Iman's next. Yeah, go ahead, take off your shoes. Feel comfortable.
Oh, wow.
Wow.
That's
too
one
high.
high kick, I know.
Yeah?
Wow,
Oh
Iman,
my
that's
God.
brilliant. You're doing great. Oh, it keeps getting higher.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Wow.
Brilliant.
That's just superb. I mean, it's a
Absolutely
treat to
amazing.
watch.
It is.
Moment in the house. We've got a combination on.
Oh, wow. Wow, Momin, you're doing great.
Wow.
Now he's flying kicks from different angles. How
Yeah.
hard is that?
Wow.
Wow.
That was superb. That was superb. You guys are great. I mean, I'm in love with your...
And so energetic. Wow.
Yeah. And you know, the kicks, ladies and gentlemen, were so high that it was right next to Sunny's cheek. So if he did have this pad, I think Sunny might have actually lost his mind by now because they were kicking very hard as well.
Yes, that's true. But you guys performed very well. I'm so proud of all of you at this young age. Wow.
Yeah. So why don't you clap for each other?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's just great. This is what we learned. You guys are fantastic. And for all those parents who are out there to whom these kids belong, thank you very much for sending them to an academy where they could actually learn another talent as well and be more athletic.
Yeah.
And towards the end, anything you want to say to the parents who are out there that you know that, okay, let me make it simpler for you. So when we send our kids to your academy, do you think that there is a chance of them getting hurt a bit?
Actually, it's
Should they be worried about it?
It's depend on the instructor. If the instructor he knows something about the training patterns and I have my taekwondo mats in my club, and mostly in Islamabad they don't have a taekwondo mats because taekwondo mats is very soft and the kids they can easily do the training over there, and might be they are falling on the mats, so they are not going to hurt actually.
Amazing.
Okay.
Yes. Thank you very much for being with us. It was lovely to have you. Thank you, Umar. You want to say anything? Thank you very much. Thank you, Iman. Continue to be this athletic, and thank you, Momin, as well. But with that, ladies and gentlemen, before we wrap up, you know, you can definitely write to us on our Facebook fan page, which is with the name of
World This Morning.
On Twitter.
World This Morning minus G.
On Daily Motion and YouTube.
World This Morning.
And the fabulous repeat is going to be at
11:05 in the night.
Till the next time, 1, 2, 3, kill.
Good morning.